My name is Alexandra Avila, and I am doing a speech for Professional Communications. It is the fall semester 2019. I chose to do my speech on how to choose the perfect college for you. My lighting is not super well in here, and it's down on my computer, so we're going to have to work with it. I will be uploading my PowerPoint, so just in case if we need to see it through that way, it'll help out. So, let's begin. So, there are 5 different things that we need to worry about whenever you're choosing the perfect college for you. Before we get started, I found this little graphic that I thought was fun to look at. You can kind of see it. It talks about things that we're going to talk about in the upcoming minutes, just like rankings, how far away school is, location, if it's in a great location for you, is the faculty really what you want it to be, diversity, if diversity is a factor for you, if it has the diversity that you want, if it hits that, if it doesn't, cost, if the cost is what you're wanting to spend, if your scholarships weigh how much your college costs, reputation, which has a lot of things that I'm going to talk about, and then of course things like programs or sororities or things like that. So let's get started. So the first one is going to be ask someone else. So the number one thing I think you should do whenever you're trying to find the perfect college for you is to ask other people. Ask other people what they thought. What did they do? Source through other people. So ask your mom, ask your dad, ask your grandparents, ask your teachers. Where did they go to school? High school students tend to make decisions on where they want to go to college based on our high school views. Like, we don't think about how that college is going to benefit us towards the future. For example, when I was a senior in high school, I could have just picked the best college with the best party, or the best one that I thought was going to have the best parties, which would probably be the University of Arkansas or something. But obviously I didn't go there. Ask people who have been in your exact shoes. For example, I was a single mother when I first got out of high school, so I could ask someone else who was a single mother and went to school where they went and how that benefited them. Did it work out? Did it not? Where did they end up going to school? Ask those people questions about it. Did you like your school? Did you not like your school? Do you recommend FAU over UCA? What do you think? More of the questions. Basically, I want you to ask people, to ask other people, outsource. And then it's not just asking people, going to people and asking them. You can also ask social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Google it, for Pete's sake. Look at reviews. So there's no such thing as too much advice on this subject, I believe. So the more advice you get on it, the better. So then our second thing that I think you should look at is long term. What is going to be the best school for you in the long run? Do you think going to the University of Arkansas is going to be the best for you in the long run? Do you think going to National Park Community College is going to be the best thing for you in the long run? What is going to work for you in the long term, not just right now? What will the future self-benefit be from this school? Is the school does it really have a good business program? Is that what's going to help you? Like, going back to question 1, are you only going to the school because they have the best parties? Is that what's going to benefit you in 5 or 10 years? Should you have gone to UCA where you think they had a better business program? How much will it end up costing you in the future? So if the college costs you $15,000 for a year and you only have $5,000 in scholarships, is that $10,000 difference putting you in debt? Is it really going to make it worth it? Is that being $40,000 deep in the hole when you graduate worth it? Is that going to help you in the future? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to see, in 10 years from now, will going to this college help me better than another? So, like, going back to question 1, whenever you ask those people what college they preferred and which one helped them out the most, did that help them in the future where they are now? So the number 3 thing that I like to talk about, what's the reputation for the college? Now this is my favorite question because it entails a lot of things, meaning it has a lot of things that deal with the question. How long or what rank does your school rank in? So are you thinking of going to a college just in the U.S.? Like, are you thinking of possibly going to Harvard or wherever? You know, where are you thinking? Are you thinking big? Or are you thinking just Arkansas, like University of Arkansas or SAU or UCA or something like that? Like, where do they rank in the rankings of what you're doing? What is your major compared to these other schools? So if you're a science major, then you might possibly go to SAU because I think they have the best science program or agriculture program in the state for agriculture. I don't think you would go to like National Park. So compare those things. And that goes along with doing the department. Is if I'm a business major, do I want to go to SAU if I'm a business major? Yes, I could. I'm not saying you couldn't. But the business major or the business department might be better at University of Fort Smith or the University of Central Arkansas. Like, you need to compare those things. Is the school is it a school with a good best return investment? Like, are you going to get, when you go to school, is it worth the time that you put in there for your degree? Like, top earners for that college. Is there a bunch of people that graduated from that school that made a lot of money? Now, this might not be a question that pertains a lot for Arkansas. We do have a few people that are fancy, that graduated from Arkansas colleges, but maybe not as much as like Harvard would. Highest graduation rates. For example, Fort Smith might have higher graduation rates than UCA or a national park. Compare those things because that does, mean something in the end. And use all of this data to compare your colleges. Weigh them down, make a list. Fourth one is to visit the college. Go to the college that you are thinking about doing. Like, if you have 3 colleges, visit all 3 of them. Do going to those colleges make you feel at home? Do you like the way it feels? Do you like the atmosphere? Do you like how they teach? Do you like, how far away you're going to be from home? Do you not like how far away you're going to be from home? Are you too close to home? Is that comfortable for you? And then you shouldn't always knock a school out just because they don't go at home. Because in the end, that might be the best fit for you and you might come to like it. So going on to number 5. Again, back to cost. Is the cost worth it? Your college is an investment, but at the same time, in 10 years, you don't want to be paying on $50,000 worth of student debt. So, if you really like the University of Arkansas's business program, but UCA has all of its reputations and its qualifications and its graduation rates are just as good, and the price is half the price at UCA, then maybe you should go to UCA. And then another thing to compare is your scholarship ratio. If you have $10,000 in scholarships per semester and college is going to cost you $22,000 at that particular college, is it really going to be worth it? Like, does it weigh out? So basically what I'm trying to say is the more expensive college worth it if you have the money, or if you don't have the money? Like, see how much debt you really want to have. Well, for example, you could go to a community college and may not have any debt at all. All of your scholarships might pay for it, or even a smaller school like Fort Smith. Fort Smith is a very well-priced college. Will you be able to pay that debt back in 10 years or in 5 years? So that's all. That's all I have to say. I hope this helped in choosing your next college. And if you guys need anything else, feel free to ask.